Hi everybody, I'm sorry I'm late again. I managed to be on time in the middle of the day, but we were having reception issues. I couldn't get a signal so that we could do this recording. And it's going to be, the lighting's kind of bad and it's going to be a little bouncy. I am actually riding home from a very busy, eventful day, but I wanted to at least give you guys what I said I would and do another reading from the book. And actually I'm super excited because I wanted to focus on a specific relationship that Loki has in the book with the man who becomes basically his best friend as well as his manager. So I'm going to read a couple of short scenes from that, and then I have two exciting announcements before we call it a day. And then of course I'll be back on tomorrow at some point as well. So just keep an eye on things. I don't have times to announce as I've got a lot of stuff jam-packed into one day. So hopefully I'm not covering the microphone again, and hopefully you all can, sorry about all the bouncing. I hope you guys aren't feeling sick watching this, but I hope that you will enjoy these scenes. So the first one is actually picking up where we left off after the magic trick, sorry. And here we go. Oops, that's the wrong one. This time I was smart and I put bookmarks where I wanted to read, but I accidentally hit the wrong scene. Okay, so we just finished with Loki having done a magic trick with a cinnamon roll in a bakery in Norway. And this blonde, blue-eyed man has been watching him with great interest. So we're going to continue reading there. A crowd had gathered at the window, trying to see what all the fuss was about. He stepped through the door, but found his way blocked by the throng of people. He was about to go invisible, which he knew would cause problems for him, when a strong hand grabbed his arm and pulled him through the crowd and back into the alley. Since his clothing was only disguised and not fake, touch did not make it vanish as the illusionary cinnamon roll had. Otherwise, he would have been immediately discovered. Sorry about that. Loki prepared himself for a fight, but relaxed when he saw it was the blonde, blue-eyed man who simply regarded him with an almost greedy interest. That was an impressive trick, the man casually remarked. There's good money in that sort of thing. And who are you? Loki spoke guardedly, though he somehow knew this man was about to give him exactly what he needed. I'm Christoph Schmidt, a traveling salesman and purveyor of the unusual, he answered, leaning his tall form against the wall with his arms folded across his chest. And you? I am Lucas. Loki almost slipped, then recovered with a name he had heard one of the mischievous boys use. Is there a last name that goes with that, Lucas? Christoph said wryly. It's Lucas, corrected Loki. He looked down at the black suit illusion disguising his Asgardian leather jerkin and pants. Lucas Black. I'm still working on my Norwegian. Sounds pretty flawless to me, Christoph snorted. What other languages do you speak? Quite a few. Good, good. Christoph circled around Loki, speaking mostly to himself. You've got a lot of strength for such a lanky fellow. Well-dressed, unusually bright green eyes. The ladies will like that. What's this all about? Loki demanded, as if he did not already know. I have a proposal for you, Christoph said. A job. What makes you think I'm in need of a job? Loki demanded haughtily. So that's where I'm going to stop that scene, and we're going to go forward a little bit, and we're going to read the next scene where Christoph has actually taken Loki to one of his favorite bars, and I chose this one because it's nighttime, and this scene happens at night, so sort of has something to do with Christoph, but it's mostly Loki, but it's fun. Oh, you're leaving? Do you need a ride? Christoph started to get up. I'll be fine. Loki gestured for him to stay seated. Though it was night on Midgard, it was mid-morning on Asgard. Loki desperately needed to sleep. How will I find you tomorrow? Christoph asked. I'll be at the theater sometime in the morning, Loki answered. He waved to several clearly disappointed women as he walked out the doors into the cool night air. The moon shone brightly, making it hard to see Midgard's stars. Only a few glistened visibly in the night sky as he walked through the quiet city streets. Loki rather wished he had planned his return to Asgard. His namesake horse was probably in his stall for the evening. He grumbled to himself, realizing he was just too tired to walk or run the miles to the Bifrost tree. "Where you going, mister?" A disheveled man approached him from the alley. The glint of a knife caught Loki's eye. "I would encourage you to carefully consider your next move," Loki growled. "Oh, he talks fancy, don't he?" the man said menacingly to another man who was still hidden in the shadows. Loki always kept several daggers hidden on his person, although he doubted he would need them. He was more irritated at the inconvenience than anything. Both men lunged at him, but never even landed a blow. The drunk vagabonds crumpled in an unconscious heap against the alley wall. The knife clattered as it hit the wall and fell to the ground. "You're much stronger than you look," said a man nearby. Loki whirled around, surprised that he had not sensed another person. A policeman was walking toward him, swinging his nightstick. "I saw the whole thing," the man remarked. "Looks like these two need to spend the night in a cell." He brought a whistle to his lips, which summoned his partner from somewhere down the street. After loading the still unconscious man into the back of his police car, the second officer turned to Loki. "Are you all right, sir?" "Are you kidding? They never even touched him," exclaimed the first one. Just hit a couple bumps. "He just flipped them over and practically threw them back into the alley. You should have seen it." The other policeman regarded Loki with respect, then suddenly snapped his fingers. "You're that street magician who has a show here this weekend, aren't you?" "Yes, I'm Lucas Black," Loki affirmed, shaking the hands of both policemen. "You should come see the show." "I don't know about him, but I sure will," announced the first man. "You really shouldn't be walking the streets by yourself, Mr. Black," said the second man. "Crime isn't terrible here, but it does happen." "I don't think he has anything to worry about," said the first man. "We sure could use a guy like you on the force." "Police work really isn't my thing," Loki chuckled. "But you fellows are doing a fabulous job. I feel safer already." They both straightened up with pride. "Do you need a ride anywhere?" one of them asked. "Actually, I was headed home. Are you going toward the farms outside the city limits?" Loki scratched his head, wondering if he should even try to make it back to Asgard now. Should he gamble on the staff not caring if he did not come out of his room for several more hours? Okay, so I'm going to stop there and go to the third scene, which happens much, much later in the book, and this one's really kind of funny, and it shows a little bit more of the dynamic between Kristoff and Loki. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm like a 2-year-old with a camera here. Okay, here we go. So the background to this scene is that this is after Loki meets his love interest, which one of his love interests, I should say. Some of you have read this. You've read this scene in some of the Loki fan groups that I'm in. I call it Loki's Meet Cute because this is when he meets Karina, who is the American singer that I referred to in my book synopsis. So he's met this woman, and unfortunately, Loki has a rival that is very possessive of Karina, and the rival's name is Klaus. So there's your background. They are at a dinner party, and so let's just jump right in. As if one dinner means anything in the pursuit of a woman, Loki thought, chuckling to himself. These Midgardians really did not grasp the concept of a good rivalry. He had already fought for his life over a woman he did not even love. The question was whether he would allow himself some fun before he disappeared to leave them all wondering whatever happened to the great Lucas Black. Yes, I think I might, Loki thought, as he grinned and winked cheekily at Klaus. He was pleased to see a dull red model the man's face. "Luke, what are you doing?" Kristoff sighed. He had seen the looks between the two men. "You're not going to ruin everything by causing a ruckus with Klaus Meyer, are you?" "Not at all, my good man," Loki responded, nudging him with his elbow. "Just a bit of fun." "And it has nothing to do with Karina?" Kristoff was beginning to look like he would rather just go home. "Of course it does," Loki growled. "She deserves better than that spineless musician." "Oh, you mean someone like you?" Kristoff answered wryly. Loki faced his friend, suddenly close to losing his temper. "And so what if I do? If I recall correctly, this was all about the money for you. Tell me right now if that wasn't true." Whoa, whoa! Kristoff held up his hands in defense. She's not my type, okay? I'm just looking out for you. Loki frowned, uncertain. Now she's more what I'm after in a woman, Kristoff whispered, nudging Loki to look to his left. The curvy blonde standing nearby, waiting to be seated, may have interested Loki before he had laid eyes on Karina, but now she was just another woman. He rolled his eyes. Kristoff could have her. Kristoff continued in a low tone. Listen, I sympathize with you, I really do. But you could have just about any woman you want. Why can't you find some other gorgeous girl to fall in love with? In love? Loki protested, keeping his own voice down. Who said anything about being in love? Kristoff rolled his eyes. Denial is always a dead giveaway. I can't. You just... Loki sputtered. And there's the sputtering and protesting, Kristoff interrupted, waving his hand and cutting Loki off midstream. Loki fell into stony silence. In love? Surely this could be nothing more than an ill-fated, very inconvenient, but nonetheless strong attraction. What is taking them so long to seat everyone, he thought, wishing he had not lingered so long behind the other guests. Hey, Luke, Kristoff offered, looking a little guilty. If it's any consolation, I think she likes you. Loki winked at Kristoff, a toothy grin slowly spreading over his face. Of course she does. Kristoff laughed and shook his head. You sure are arrogant. Loki nodded, jutting his chin forward with pride. Why shouldn't I be? If nothing else, I intend to put that piano-playing voice teacher in his place. Kristoff cringed. I hope you know what you're doing. And that is where I'm going to stop the reading. So my two exciting announcements, and guys, I'm no longer moving, so hopefully we're not going to have the issues with my screen jumping all over the place, and I apologize if I made anybody feel sick. Just adjusting here. So the first exciting announcement that I have to make is my last giveaway, and I have decided that I'm going to run it for the entire month of April. So that's really exciting, and this is going to be a big prize. It is a $75 value gift basket that is going to include my book, an actual signed paperback, and the Loki mug that is designed from the cover, as well as some goodies for your reading pleasure, all wrapped together in a gift basket. And it will also include a $25 Amazon gift card so that you can get another copy of the paperback if you wanted. You can get an ebook. You can get some cute pajamas so that you can read your paperback copy and be comfortable. So we're going to We're going to post pictures of that and what you need to do to get an entry. We're going to post that either tomorrow or Wednesday, and that's when you'll be able to start making those entries. We did decide that we'd like to let the other two giveaways end before we start that one, so that anyone who might be disappointed that they didn't win can join in on the last giveaway, because that's going to be a big, super exciting one. So stay tuned for more information on that. And then my second exciting announcement is that we have set the date for the official book launch party, which is going to be physical, and it's going to happen in Albuquerque. And the date is April 14th from 3 to 5:30. If you would like an invitation to that event, please let me know right away, so that I can go ahead and send you an invitation to that. And we're going to be selling books there. We're going to be enjoying some French food, and a Roaring Twenties atmosphere. And I would also encourage everyone to come dressed in Roaring Twenties apparel, if at all possible. And we'll be doing book signings there, and just a time to celebrate and mingle and have a good time together. So I hope to see you there. And I will see you guys at some point tomorrow to announce who the winners are for the two giveaways that we're doing. And if you didn't get a chance to watch those videos, please go to my Facebook business page and grab those. Okay, good night, everybody.